Hey folks, it's me, and I'm using my inside quiet voice, not my teaching voice, because I'm here at the Art Gallery of Ontario in front of this work by Raoul Dufy. Now, Dufy was a Fauvist who was really influenced by Matisse, and you should see lots of points of comparison with this work and those from the slide presentation I gave you concerning Matisse and Kant. You should see that here you have a lot of color, bright, shiny colors, deep and dark. Not the kind of things that we saw with Impressionists at all. And also you've got this kind of spontaneity. This was painted quickly with lots of brush strokes showing. And it's not representative. He's not trying to make things look exactly as they are. You can see that especially with the loss of perspective. So that's a little bit of the background for the painting. But is it beautiful? Now, if you're Kant, you know that we have to walk through 4 different steps in the judgment of beauty. Step number 1, the taste test. Well, does it make you feel pleasure? And is it the right kind of pleasure? Well, I gotta tell you, every time I look at this painting, I smile. And I try not to, because I look at it and I go, it's very simple, it's not deep and it's not dark. And you know my love of deep, dark paintings. So instead, I think I should just turn away quickly. Look at something that looks more like, here we go, let's look at the painting right beside it. This is much more my style. But while this painting draws my attention, it's this one that, yeah, there we go again. The minute I look at it, it just makes me feel good. It's a James Brown moment. So this painting passed the taste test. Clearly, it brings me pleasure. But does it bring me the right kind of pleasure, Kant would ask. Remember, this is the difference between Kant and Hume on the question of beauty. Remember, for Kant, beauty is a special kind of pleasure. If the pleasure I get from looking at this work is because it reminds me of a trip I took or of a place I want to go, well, then the painting, well, it gratifies me. It doesn't actually please me. It gratifies me because it fulfills a basic need or inclination I have to belong to some place or some time. And if I look at this work and it pleases me because, well, I have to confess, I've spent a lot of time looking at it. You know, I told you that you have to spend 72 hours with a painting in order to know it. This is a painting I've clearly spent close to my 72 hours with. Now, if I come back to it time and time again, because, well, I know a lot about it, because I know it's Dufay's painting. I know the link between Dufay and Matisse. If that's the reason why I get pleasure out of this painting, well, then it doesn't please me either. Then what it does is it gives me esteem. Or if I look at the painting and it teaches me some kind of lesson, a lesson about vacation, about relaxation, about ease of life. Well, then again, it gives me esteem. It's teaching me a moral lesson. It's not pleasing me at least in the right way for it to be considered beautiful, according to Kant. For Kant, for this painting to be beautiful, it has to make me feel good just because it makes me feel good, just because it makes me feel good. That is, the pleasure that I take in it has to be disinterested. It's not because I can relate to the painting or because it serves some purpose. It serves as a scrapbook or a kind of wish list. Instead, in order for this painting to be beautiful, I just got to look at it and look at it some more and find right there up on the canvas a sort of pleasure. And if I do that, well, then I've passed the first moment or the first step in the judgment of beauty. The second step in the judgment of beauty is when it goes from a feeling in me to a feeling I share with others. Now, you're probably hearing behind me lots of voices, because there's lots of people in this room taking a look at the painting in front of me. And they're looking at this painting, not because there's some big sign that says, look at this painting, but because there's something in the painting itself that draws me, that gives me pleasure. And because I'm not all that different than everybody else in this room. They see and feel what I see and what I feel. Hence, you get pleasure. You get beauty that's universal without any concepts or principles being applied. Okay, so that's step number 1 and step number 2. Step number 3, do you remember this one? It's about the mystery that we find in works that are beautiful. If this work is supposed to be beautiful, if I can consider it or label it beautiful, there has to be in the work itself some kind of mystery, something about it that draws me, that brings me back time and time again to this painting, to trying to figure it out, to trying to understand it. There has to be something in this painting that, well, that I can't quite grasp, but I know that I want to. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's down here in this blue blotch, and then these birds. Or maybe it's in the, well, can you see the way that Dufy painted it? There's such passion in the actual work itself, in the brush strokes themselves. Or maybe it's here. Do you see right in that window? It almost looks like it's a person. The window's turned into a person. Maybe that's the source of it, or maybe it's the colors. Check out the color combination. Or this. There's no way I'm going to capture it perfectly. There we go. Maybe if you look at it there, look at those top windows. Do you see the way the light reflects? There's something in this painting that keeps me coming back, a mystery. Dufy knew something. I would venture to guess he knew something about happiness, about simple days that I don't really understand, but I want to know. So I come back to this painting time and time again. There's purposiveness without a purpose. There's something here I need to know, but I don't know it yet, but I want to. It's sublime. There remains this wonder. And I look, and I can look again and look a little more. So it started with a feeling, the right kind of feeling. And it's something that I share universally without a concept. And there's purposiveness without a purpose. So in the end, I can say that this painting is beautiful. And remember when I say this in step number 4, when I say this painting is beautiful, I don't really mean the painting is beautiful. What I really mean is I feel beauty when I look at this painting. That sounds weird, eh? You understand why we cut it down and say the painting is beautiful. But we say it that way for another reason as well. When I look at this painting and I see and I feel its beauty, well, I want others to see and feel its beauty too. I want to share it with you and with the other people here in the gallery. I want them to see what I see and not look at the other paintings that are around here. So I say this painting is beautiful, and it sounds like a descriptive claim, but in fact it's a normative judgment. I'm telling a whole bunch of other people what they should see when they look here. And if they don't, well, they're just a bunch of losers. So there you go. Help with Kant, step 1. Pleasure, step 2. Universality without a concept. Step 3, purposiveness without purpose. And step 4, a statement or a judgment that this is beautiful.